Hello and welcome to Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I'm your host, Rebekah Benton. North Carolina Cooperative Extension is made up of two land-grant universities, NC State University and NC State University. Now today, I am working with the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program. I've actually been a program educator for over 20 years, and I want to share with you a recipe that we are working on. Now, these are going to be homemade salsa recipes. We're going to talk a little bit about how we make them, the ingredients that go in, as well as a little bit of safety when it comes to these ingredients. So, let's get started with the first one. Now, this first recipe is called a fresh made salsa, and I've got some containers here. I've already washed my hands. One thing you'll know about FNIP, we can meet you where you're at. So, if you have anywhere we can set up, we can do a food demonstration anywhere. So as long as we have a little bit of hand sanitizer or running water, some soap, and a table. So let's get started. This fresh made salsa, I'm going to just read the recipe for you. It comes with, you put in a half of a medium yellow onion, finely chopped, 1 green bell pepper, 2 tablespoons of cilantro, a tablespoon of lime juice, 1 can of diced tomatoes drained. So let's not forget that when we're working on that recipe. And then the last ingredient is a half a teaspoon of cumin. Now I want to switch this out because I want to do this in my smaller container here for you guys. So the first ingredient was that half. Now I went ahead and chopped up my onion. So it is in here. One thing, so we'll go ahead and add that to the recipe. The next part is going to be the bell pepper, and I have also cut that up. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about safety-wise, one thing that I like to do when it comes to food safety, when it comes to your cutting boards, make sure that you have something up underneath. Now, I like to use, if I'm on a slick surface, I like to put a hand towel up under there just so that it will keep it from sliding so I don't have to worry about cutting. Also, when you are cutting your vegetables, make sure that you grip your knife the proper way. You want just a closed fist, easy holding it, and claw your fingers, really easy, okay? So that when you go down to chop things, you do not get your fingers. That's just one safety tip that you can use. Another safety tip I want to talk about today is cans. So this recipe is really easy and it's actually really cheap. I use canned tomatoes for the recipe. I did buy 1 pepper and 1 onion. And then cilantro, I think, wasn't but 42 cents for a bunch of it. So I'm going to have a lot of that left over, and we can talk about storing that in just a few minutes. But one thing about your cans, you want to always make sure you wash your lids of your cans. There could be all kinds of germs. There could be folks that have touched them. I have pre-washed this one, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, it did say the recipe called for us to drain the can. So let me open this up here. Now, I did not bring a strainer, so I'm going to do this old school. And I'm going to open the can part of the way, and I've already washed the top, so I don't have to worry about any germs. And I'll just use one of my containers that I already have. We'll set that out, and we're going to drain it. Now, this is just regular petite tomatoes chopped up. Now, as you can tell, there is not a lot of juice that has come from these tomatoes at all. So if you like a juicier salsa, I would say add it in. So I'm going to go ahead and add those tomatoes. And this is more of a dump and go recipe, I would say. All right, the next ingredient, and I'm going to reserve that right there just in case I want it, is cilantro. Now what I like to do with my cilantro is grab out a little bunch. Now we're going to have about 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm probably going to measure with my heart today on this one. I know about how much 2 tablespoons are. And when you take your cilantro, you want to bunch it up into a little ball, and that will help you chop it if all you have is just a knife to chop it with. And you can kind of go back and forth if you want. Chop it up into small pieces. Just depends on how much cilantro or how small you want the cilantro in your recipe. I probably should have put another towel up under my cutting board here. It probably would have done just a little better for me because I wouldn't say that's a slick surface, but it's not. Okay. Let's measure it, why not? Okay. So there's about 1. And we'll pack it in there. 2. There we go. All right, so we've got 2 tablespoons of cilantro, and then the last ingredient, I believe, are my seasonings. Let's see what I need in here. A half a teaspoon of cumin, and one thing that I really like about my measuring spoon here, they have measuring on the back. So I didn't know that until like, I don't know, a month ago. So I had always used these sides, and it's like, hey, somebody actually told me. So we're looking for a half of a teaspoon of cumin. Now, to me, this is like the secret ingredient. I really love cumin, but you can get it too heavy. And I didn't think about how to get that. That's okay. There. All right, so cumin, and I believe we have lemon juice in here. Yep, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, my big side is the tablespoon, so I'll just fill that up. Okay, and we'll add it to it right here. Now, this is your fresh made salsa, and all we're going to do is incorporate all these ingredients together. Now, this particular recipe will sit in the refrigerator overnight just to mesh all these flavors. And I don't know if you can tell already, but it's super juicy already. So if you didn't want it juicier, you could leave it like this, because like I said, it is still juicy. I probably could have drained those tomatoes a little more. It would have been a little easier in a colander to drain it. But this is an absolutely delicious recipe. Now, we're actually going to use this recipe to go into the next recipe that I have for you today. Okay. All right, so that is the fresh made salsa, and up on the screen, hopefully you'll be able to see the difference, the ingredients, and you can make this at home. So let's get ready for the next one. Now, the next one is another one of my favorite recipes. And let me turn right here. This is another ethnic recipe, and I make this a lot. I make this as a side dish instead of a salsa sometimes, but it's called black bean and corn salsa. So I don't make it as wet as most people would, but you can definitely add more moisture to this, and you can substitute instead of using the homemade salsa we just made, but we're going to use this because it's a really good recipe. Tastes really great. You could use canned salsa. So if you had a can of salsa and you had black beans and corn, a can of tomatoes, and some garlic powder and cumin and lemon juice, you're good to go. So this recipe calls for 16 ounces of jar salsa, or like I said, we're going to use the salsa we just made up. The next thing we're going to add is unsalted black beans, and I already have those. I went ahead, you're going to drain, and I rinse these just because I didn't want the color of the beans staining up the rest of my food. The other thing, unsalted corn kernels, I have those right here, and that's just 1 can of each. Like I said, these are really cheap, easy recipes. They're great to take to side dishes. Summer's coming up, so you could mix this up and take it to a cookout or to a get-together that you're going to, you and your family. Then tomatoes, we will drain those because it does say to drain these as well. Let's see. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I have my lemon juice here. Garlic powder here. Cilantro, I've got to cut up 2 tablespoons of it to add to it, and then also ground cumin. So let's start with this recipe. Let me move some of this out of my way because I want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing here. We're just going to switch this over. So let's move this one. We'll put that there so we can start our ingredients in there. So the first thing it calls for is the salsa. So since I already made a fresh made salsa, this is going to be our base. We're just going to add this right to it. Okay. Okay. Now, the next ingredient is going to be our unsalted black beans, and I've already, like I said, washed and rinsed all those. I didn't really wash them, I just rinsed them. Put that in there. All right, our next ingredient is the unsalted corn. Okay. Then we are going to put in, and you can use frozen corn too if you've had it defrosted, so that's just another thing. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So the first one had 1 tablespoon, so this one calls for 2. Let me just double check that. Yes, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So 1, 2. Just want to make sure I get this right. All right, and now we're down to our low sodium. Again, I have washed the top of the cans. Always remember to wash your cans, dry them off well, and then you'll use your can opener to open it up. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to just drain it over there into my container with my other juice from my tomatoes, just in case I wanted a juicier base. You can reserve this and you can add it back, or if you really like juicy salsa, you can add it right to it. As you can see, it is barely coming out, but I'm trying to squeeze some more out. Okay. And then we're going to pop these in there. And these are no salt added diced tomatoes. And you can check your ingredients on the back of the list. I'll just incorporate this together just a little bit before I put the rest of our seasonings in. It's a delicious dish, and like I said, it goes for a while. You can probably keep this dish in your refrigerator for at least a week covered, as long as you get it in there. But it is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get those last things in there. We've got to get our cilantro. Now, I've already chopped cilantro up on the bottom here, so I want to just set that to the side. Now, one thing about cilantro you can do, so I've got all this left over from the recipe. You can actually take this and put it in ice trays, put a little bit of water with it, or oil, if you want it. You don't have to put the oil in, you can do water and freeze it, and then you can use it to toss into recipes for later. If you want it chopped for that, then you can. So let's go. This says how much cilantro? Again, 2 tablespoons of fresh cilantro. So there's 1. And 2. So now we will mix all of that together again. Guys, this smells super good. You can just smell the ingredients in here. The cilantro is strong, which I like strong cilantro. So, all right, now we need, I believe, garlic powder. How much do we need? And make sure you buy garlic powder and not garlic salt. You don't want to add salt to this recipe, because if you're using this with salsa chips, there's going to be plenty of salt on that. So here we go. 1/4 of a teaspoon. So that will actually be this size. Okay. All right, and then we also need ground cumin, and that's going to be 1/2. Tapping it out here. Okay, so 1/2 of that. There we go. Perfect. Now we have everything in here. Let's get this mixed together, and I'll plate it up. Like I said, these recipes will be posted onto this video so you guys can see it and enjoy it and make it at home. Here's our plate. So I've got us some salsa chips here, and then we can put our salsa here on the side. You may have something else you want to go with it. And then always we want to make it look pretty, right? So let's garnish it with just a little bit of cilantro. There we go. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope that you'll try it at home. Remember, this is one extra way that you can get in your vegetables. So we've got corn that's a vegetable. We have your tomatoes that are a vegetable, your peppers, your onions, herbs being your cilantro. So we have lots of good things. You also, your chips will count as your grain. And if you're looking at My Plate, you always want to remember to try to incorporate all the 5 food groups. And that's one thing that we teach with the Expanded Food Nutrition Education Program, is that you want to make sure that you get those 5 food groups: your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, your dairy, and your proteins. Okay? So I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. Guys, thank you for joining me for today's Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. If you're interested in connecting with the Expanded Food Nutrition Education Program, you can always call your local North Carolina Cooperative Extension and see if they have a program educator there. We do have a program educator here in Columbus County. That is me. My name is Rebekah Benton, and you can contact me at 910-640-6605. Thank you.